Hello. Very nice to be here. Always nice to come north of the border. It's psychedelic, ain't it? So I'm told. We've rolled this huge, coach and horses full of poetry and poets up here for you aging beatniks. You old mods and rockers, you. Few hippies over there, I saw you. And of course the ubiquitous aging punk rockers, ain't we all, baby? Quite so. But I'll bring you from the toppermost of the poppermost, the lad himself, that poetic sensation, John Cooper Clarke. Thank you.
Names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Well, hello there. I've never been here before. Is there a dry ice machine? Or am I going blind?
No, it's just the perspiration.
Smoke gets in your eyes. A foggy day in London Town. I'm too misty and too much in love. Another fog-related ballad. Okay, welcome to my annual look at the last 3 days. Yes, that was Johnny Green, by the way, and yes, he really does look that good. This whole evening's down to him. Actually, he arranged the whole thing. I'm doing this as a personal favour for him on account of I owe him a favour. I owe him a big favour. He saved me from a terrible beating one time. He said, "Okay, guys, that's enough." He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. So now I owe him big now. So, but seriously, if I might get serious for one, just not for very long, but I got to get the unpleasantness out of the way before we start. When I say unpleasant, it's not that unpleasant. Don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna die. But the unpleasantness being that I got here a little late to leave the official guest list at the door, and I know a lot of people in Glasgow, so they'll be really, my name will be rubbish in this town if they have to pay to get in. What are you like? So I got to. This is highly irregular, I know, but I got to read it from the stage. I got to read the official guest list from the stage. It's highly irregular. I'm sorry, I've got to do it, but I've tried to make it as. It's not ideal, but I've tried to make it as entertaining as I can, ladies and gentlemen. Infotainment, I call it. And it's in your interest to pay attention here, because if your name ain't on this list, I'm afraid you're going to have to buy a ticket. Unless you already got one, you don't have to buy another one. I'm not a fucking animal. Whatever you've heard. No, but seriously, here we go with the official guest list. Pay attention, and I've tried to make it entertaining for you, and it wasn't hard, because as luck would have it, everybody I know in the Glasgow area, their names rhyme with each other. What's the chances? It's everybody's lucky night. Here's the Who's That Are You in it, Duke McGuinness and his photo finishers, Chandler Burr with a bucket of a murderer in human fur, a one-man racial slur, better not forget her. Charlie Davidson and his Harley Davidson, never had a bob in his lazy lob, Argyle Pete in his stocking feet, J.R. Justice and the VIPs, anybody who speaks Maltese, Jerry Hall, she's very tall, from all of her Uncle Tom cobblers and all from the Albert Hall, at all. Get Carter, Frank Sinatra, Jeffrey Archer and his sudden departure, Clint Bilton, Clarice Hilton, from east of Sweden, Peter Stilton, Jack Shit and the Zeros, borderline unpleasant heroes, Jimmy Zilch and the Scandaleros, Billy Dos Sombreros, Zorba and his Hellenic Shapiros, Sad Clown and his tragic heroes, Big Ted the Emperor Ming, Big Ted the Kidney King, El Vengador, Ilos Vengadores, Little Ronaldo, his sister Dolores, her cakes are very Moorish. Admit anybody who knows my brother, but anybody who says she's the mother of any child I might have sired who ain't my wife and yet she's wired, if you're letting her in, you're fired. I'm mugging you off as I make this mark. Authenticated by Dr. John Cooper Clarke. Thank you very much. Official guest list. Form an order with you. Thank you very much. So I'm asked a lot of questions wherever I go. I can't usually answer them. Eh? What is occasional furniture the rest of the time? Why is there only one Monopolist Commission? If Jesus was Jewish, why the Spanish name? Obviously I don't know the answer to any of those questions. Here's another one. How deep would the sea be if there weren't any sponges down there? I don't know the answer to any of those questions, but whenever I'm asked this question, I always answer in the I'm an existentialist, so I always answer in an existential way. Being a bit of an existentialist. All my friends are existentialists. Well, it's company for me. So whenever I'm asked, Johnny, how did you get here? I always answer in the existential. Why do you ask? The same as anybody else. My mother and father loved each other very much. They went courting, then they got engaged, then they got married. One thing led to another. Nature took its course. Here I am. Why ask? Because it wasn't an existential question. What we wanted to know was, what method of transport did you employ? And I tell them in the best kind of car known to man, and that car is a hire car. For these very reasons. And not as somebody once suggested, a larder. The difference between a larder and a sheep, it's marginally less embarrassing being discovered getting out the back of a sheep. The difference between a larder and a Jehovah's Witness, you can shut the door on a Jehovah's Witness. No, neither of those vehicles. Yes, the hire car is the best option for these very reasons. Double park, don't lock the door, push the pedals through the floor, give it loads and then some more. It's a hire car, baby. Grip the stick, grind the gears, watch that distance disappear, never be yours in 1,000 years. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why would anybody buy a car? Bang it, prang it, say ta-ta. It's a hire car, baby. Bad behaviour on the street, save yourself a couple of sheets, collision waiver, keep it sweet. It's a hire car, show this motor no respect. Bump it, dump it, call, collect, what else did the firm expect? It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why hot wire a car whenever you require a car? Hire a car, baby. Drive the motherfucker anywhere, it's just like you don't care. Put it down a wear and tear. It's a hire car, baby. Pray the person who hired it last did not drive it quite this fast. This Dagenham Dodge will not last. It's a hire car. Try not to kill yourself or injure anybody else. Don't forget to fasten your belts. Rent it, dent it, bang it, prang it, bump it, dump it, scorch it, torch it, crash and burn it, don't return it. Lost deposit, let them earn it, who cares? It's on the firm, it's a hire car, baby. Thanks a lot. I'm glad I wore the pale jacket now. Dark background, pale jacket. It's a negative image. So you're wondering why I piled on the pounds. Admit it, you noticed. You're just being kind. You're just being kind to us. There's a lot of publicity about us morbid, obese. I I know what it's like. I fell downstairs last Wednesday, the wife thought EastEnders had finished. Piling them on. Quite the little salad dodger. These days. You know what it is, since I gave up drugs? Actually, speaking of weight loss and, fluctuating, eating disorders, give it a name. For which, apparently, I mean, if there's any ladies in the audience, and let's face it, it is a largely female complaint. Broad brush. But the ability to generalise elevates us above the beast. That and judging by appearances. It's the secret of our success as a species. I'm not only... Everybody does it. It's a dirty word, prejudice, but it's a survival mechanism. Yes, that hoodie 100 yards down the road in this dimly lit area could be a social worker, I suppose. You've got a point. So, I always judge by appearance. People say I'm wrong to do this. Look at the dinosaurs, that's how they died out. It took people as they found them. No wonder I'm a doctor. Paleontology, it's a new field I'm there to explore. Yeah, that's why they died out. But I always judge by appearances. And people say, you're wrong to do that, John. So you shouldn't do that, judge by appearances. You know what I say? Hitler. There's the guy who got the face he deserved. If he'd have stuck to automotive design, he could still be walking around today. But I always judge by appearance. In fact, it's a pity I wasn't around in Munich in 1935 at one of them rallies, judging by appearances as I do. I could have told them, he's a cunt. Could have saved the world a whole lot of heartbreak and misery there. Not to mention the bloodshed. History had other ideas. So anyway, I'm here to apologise to any women suffering from any eating disorders. Because apparently it's my fault. I was reading about it in a very enlightened magazine, and apparently chicks are being bombarded with images of Johnny Clarke. And now they've got to get that look. And they're dying in the attempt. It's tragic. It's a tragedy. So I read this and I couldn't help feeling partly responsible. So since I found that out 5 years ago, every year at Hogmanay, New Year, Rosh Hashanah, every year, what are you doing? You're having the time of your life up here north of but it's the main thing up here, isn't it, after Halloween? Have I got my facts right?
Guy Fawkes!
It isn't. You could have fooled me.
Guy Fawkes!
So I'm here to apologise. And as I say, I can't help feeling partly responsible. So every year at Hogmanay, I'm not having the time of my life with my immediate family or my best friends. I'm doing an appearance at the Bulimics New Year's Eve party. held in South Kensington branch. Nice vol-au-vents. So I remember looking for it. It was very hard to find the first time 5 years ago. There we were looking for it, me and Greeny, like, so look, this place looks vaguely municipal. Let's try it in here. So sure enough, that we were in the right place. I knew we were in the right place when at 12 o'clock a kid jumped out of a girl. So anyway, the reason why I'm piling on the pounds is this. Since I gave up taking drugs, and now I can't go back to Manchester where drug taking is compulsory. Every time I see anybody I know, it's, "Hey Clark, get back on drugs, you fat fuck." Been bugging the fuck out of me. I'm in exile now. I live in Essex anyway. I don't care. But anyway, I wrote a poem about it. This one's called "Get Back on Drugs, You Fat Fuck." When I go back to Longridge Park, does anybody wish me good luck? All they say is, "Hey, Dr. Clark, get back on drugs, you fat fuck." Get back on drugs, you fat bastard. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. We only like you when you're plastered. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They say I'm piling on the pounds, but that's not the only reason I suck. Put the donut down and get back on drugs, you fat fuck. The folks who live where I live are nothing if not blunt. It's tattooed under my eyelids. Get back on drugs, you fat cunt. Get back on drugs, you fat degenerate. Get back on them, you schmuck. You're the size of a minor emirate. You were good once, but I don't remember it. Get back on drugs, you fat jumping Jehoshaphat. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Thank you kindly. So this one's about growing old. It sucks. It sucks. It's not about growing. It's terrible, but it waits for us all in the end if we're lucky. And I'm getting on. I'm not going to tell you how old, but I did a show in Switzerland last year. I made sure it was a two-way ticket. This way, I don't buy green bananas. They cancelled my blood type last Thursday. I was at the doctor's sometime in the recent past. He says, "You got bronchitis and Alzheimer's." I said, "Look on the bright side, I haven't got bronchitis." Philosophical about it. There's three advantages to Alzheimer's. The three advantages of Alzheimer's are these. Number one, you can hide your own Easter eggs. Number two, you get to meet new people every day. Number three, you can hide your own Easter egg. So this one's called Bed Blocker Blues. What me worry, I should care. Shit for brains, wire for hair. I seen the future, I ain't there. Things are gonna get worse. Velcro slippers and a spandex waistband, washed up on planet wasteland, zipped up like a nylon spaceman. Things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse. Nurse, things are gonna get rotten. Make that hearse reverse. Nurse, I'm trying to remember everything that I've forgotten. A menace in the box, I was good in the air. Now I can't get up from an easy chair. The doctor told me, oh yeah, things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse. Nurse, nurse, things are gonna get crappy. Colour me perverse, nurse, bad news always makes me happy. The money's gone, there's just the muck. Social services pass the buck, how bad does it gotta suck? Things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse, nurse. Things are gonna get dismal. Smite me with a curse, nurse. Make it something real abysmal. All that's left is the taste of soup. Afternoon reruns of F Troop and a painful frame with a built-in stoop. Things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse, nurse. I ain't optimistic. Struck down by inertia, nurse, in a bungalow smelling of piss and biscuits. Life's a bitch. It's a bit rich. Doubled up with a permanent stitch. Any kind of effort will be so last ditch. Things are gonna get worse. Young people make me swear. You can't take me anywhere. I'm like a breath of stale air. A walking one-man medical scare. Things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get worse. Murder by you're dying. Murder by statistics. Things are gonna get worse, nurse. Murder by statistics. Take us back to the first verse. The last one's just too pessimistic. Euthanasia, that sounds good. A neutral alpine neighbourhood. Then back to Britain all dressed in wood. Things were gonna get worse, apparently. Hey! Don't kill me. Yeah, by the way, yeah, I am getting on. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I am getting on, so if I go into a vegetative state, let me live. It's not that bad. Who knows what the ostrich sees in the sand? You can't go making judgments about the quality of life. He'd hate that. He's dribbling out the corner of his mouth, killing. That's your family for you these days. Oh no, he was a very dignified guy. You know, once you've shit yourself once, after that, it's not that bad. I imagine. You can get used to anything. Just don't kill him, that's all I'm saying. So, what do you want? Want some classics? Want some classics? Classics illustrated. Here's one I wrote about 10 years ago, right? I wrote this, and I wanted to get into the lucrative Japanese market. So, I wanted to tap in there. So I wrote, I'll write a haiku. And haiku, like it, for the it's a poem of a 17-syllable discipline invented in the 15th century in Japan by a guy called Basho. And it's 3 lines, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. It's got to be exactly that. And you've got to like capture something in that space. You know what the Jacks are like. So I thought, think carefully before you embark upon this mission. To write the perfect haiku, because if you get it wrong either side, the odd syllable one way or the other, and that would bring great shame on your ancestors. It's like spitting on your ancestors, and then you would be obliged to commit ritual suicide in a public place. So I had to think real hard about whether I wanted to get involved with this at all. To be honest, the spitting on my ancestors bit, I could live with that. If push came to shove, push come to shove, I could live with it. In fact, spitting on my ancestors, thinking about it, is what I do best. But that a bolt at the ritual suicide in the public place, or even in a private place. Yeah, it's only a poem. Fucking hell, pal. Lighten up. Only a bleeding poem. No, but you know what the Japanese are like, life and death situations. So I thought I'd better pay attention here and do a good job of it. The pressure was on. Bro. The pressure was on, but like a mother, So I'm thinking I get the perfect one. Just like they come to you like that, you can't slave over them. It's a Zen thing. So I got one out of it anyway. To convey one's mood in 17 syllables is very difficult. Anyway, it sweats all your pants, knocks them out over there. There was great rejoicing in the streets. Things like that. So I'm making a serious point here. That's not really the full story. Oh, good though it is, isn't it? Cracking that. Oh, that's not really what I'm trying to tell you is the BBC, the hated BBC. Don't pay your licence fee. It's only going on lawyers. Not going on the programmes. All the people that make them, I should know. I'm on Radio 6 Music. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Pay Packet 1. Tight bastards. If you think you're tight in Scotland. Yeah, well, that's what I'm on your side. Fucking hell. What do you want me to do? Kiss Alex Salmon's fucking ass? If I got anywhere near his ass, so near bonfire night, you better watch out. Bangers and mash, macaroni. What did you have for tea? Bangers and salmon. You're not going to let him drag you into hell, are you? Don't do it, guys. You're smarter than that. If you do, can I come and live here? I'm hedging my bets. Anyway, in a bit, we're all going to be Chinese. I'm looking forward to it. I love the Chinese. I personally welcome our Oriental overlords. And as a public figure, I could prove useful to them in recruiting fresh slaves to toil in their underground sugar caves. This is the Chinese I'm talking about here. No, we all love the Chinese. I don't think the Chinese are ever victims of racism. I certainly hope nobody is. But I don't think I think the Chinese get off. You never hear them waving the victim flag about it at any point. And I think it's that for three reasons. They're very courteous. They're really attractive. They work hard, and they're probably hard as nails. It's a good combo, that, though, isn't it? You're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, when it comes to a pawn shop. No, you're all right, one. Don't involve you. Nothing to do with that, saying. Nothing against you, Wayne. It's that mate of yours. I'll get you a cap. That's the way I'm like with it. I have been welcoming the Chinese since year zero. So, welcome. But has anybody ever seen a Chinese... Does anybody know where a Chinese person lives?
Yes.
Don't say China. Obviously, I mean, you know, the Chinese that are over here.
Dumbarton Road.
You never see them going home. Have you ever seen a Chinese person? Have you ever seen a Chinese person park a car, get out of the car, lock it, then walk up a couple of steps, put a key in a lock and go in? I've circumnavigated the globe 9 times and I'm very old, but I've never seen that happen.
It's true.
I do. I get out more than I would care to. I've never seen it. Anyway, I'm getting out of it. This haiku thing, 10 years later, I'm talking to the missus, she's French, and, you know, and I'm like, we've got poetry please on in, you know, in the trade. 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, Roger the Silver Fox Magoff. So I says to the missus, he never plays any of mine, does he? Never has any of mine on. You know, I was a bit miffed about it for fucking years, and then I missed it one week, and that was the week they had us on apparently, and I got this letter. And the only reason I knew was I got this letter from the BBC saying, will you please send us an invoice or we can't pay you? And then it had the total amount due, £6.60. So I says, this is what I mean, don't pay your licences. Not going towards artists, lawyers and idiots. So anyway, I get this letter, £6.60, I thought about it. I says, hey, you know what I think's happened here? I says to my wife, I says, it's that they run the haiku, you know, they've got the haiku, some actor reading the haiku, because it's a 3-liner. They're paying by the line. And it's £2.20 a line. 3-liner, £6.60. Go. So she says, that sounds plausible, yeah, so they sent us, I didn't bother about it after that. I said, well, at last or something, you know, I never didn't think about it again. But I kept getting these letters from the Bean, ever more snotty letters. I didn't even bother sending them. It might surprise you, but I'm not one of nature's invoice senders. So they kept sending me these letters. Believe me, don't you want the £6.60? Is that it? So anyway, I thought the only moral thing to do was to wait till the postage exceeded £6.60 and send them a note saying forget about it. Seemed the only moral position, I don't know, correct me if I'm incorrect. But anyway, so the tight bastards, you know, the miles of epic poetry that I've written over the years, miles of it. You know, they could have given me £3 million for one poem. But, you know, they wait till I do a 3-liner. Fucking what a shower of bastards. So anyway, there's been a lot of talk about aberrant sex lately. A lot of it to do with the BBC. So this is on a raw point. So here's a 2-liner. It's a 2-liner, count them, 2-liner. So it's £4.40. I'm saving them £2.20 here. Even better than the fucking haiku. I've written them a 2-liner, but I'm taking bets. 10 quid says they don't run it. I call this one necrophilia. Fed up with foreplay and all that palaver. Abacadabra. Hey? Hold on. Yes, I'll take 2. So here's one. I'll be back after these messages. I don't normally do adverts unless I'm right behind the product. You know that. Yes, I was the voice of. Domino. No, I think you're thinking of an entirely different person. No, but I will admit that I was the voice of Domino's Pizza 5 years ago. The most democratic edible product on the market today. You pick your own toppings. If you don't like it, it's your own fucking fault. I couldn't have... Were you eating more pizzas 5 years ago? But were you? I need to know. It's a need to know thing because I was hired for my brainwashing skills. I'm anxious to quantify my success in this field of endeavour. So anyway, and I am the voice of McCain's oven chips at the moment, so I know I'm preaching to the gallery in Glasgow. You're my core audience.
There, tasted one.
But that Domino's pizza gig, that couldn't have happened at a better time. I'll tell you when it was at the beginning of the threatened swine flu pandemic. Remember that? That never happened. Fucking epidemiologists, what are you gonna do, eh? Here's another thing to worry about that you can't do anything about, that isn't even gonna fucking happen. They add to the sum total of human misery. I'd bring back the death penalty for them, frankly. It's like in China. This is why I welcome our Oriental overlords. They've actually still retained the death penalty for people who design rotten things. That's why it's a paradise on earth. There's no shortcuts. So I don't do adverts for things that I won't get right behind. Oh yeah, the beginning of the swine flu pandemic. That's when I got the pizza gig. That's where I was, innit? So I'd seen all the scare stories on the telly about this threatened swine flu pandemic. All the hospitals in the country will be overloaded. We'll be turning away people with a possibly life-threatening, definitely contagious virus. Every family in this country will be nursing a precious family member at home with this virus, this possibly life-threatening, highly contagious virus. So I reckon there's never been a better time to get behind pizza. Cut me in on a piece of that action. There aren't many nourishing meals you can slide under the door. Cut me in on a piece of that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't advertise anything that I wouldn't, I'm not right behind as a product. And that's why I like Eddie's Yacht Supplies for all your nautical needs. And we'll be back after these messages, don't worry, there will be more poems. In fact, here's a couple now in the ad break. Here's a couple of jingles I wrote. I wrote this little jingle here for the Martini people, in the hope that in return they would send to me a year's supply or a lifetime supply, whichever is the greater, of their enervating beverage. And this one's called Home Honey, I'm High. For the Martini people. Frontal lobes just get a trim, or did you meet the Moonies? Wrong on both counts, Jim. See many Martoonies. Play on words, he was drunk. Okay, here's one I wrote for the National Health Service to help combat the national social scourge of STIs. STIs are what STDs used to be. VD, give it a name. No, it's not an STI, it's VD, you filthy fucker. Keep it in your trousers. That's a good way of avoiding it. But you have to rename it STIs because VD, it's too judgmental. You never hear anybody with VD anymore. It's too, those harsh accusatory consonants. VD. And that sharp Damoclean V hanging over your head there, like a sword of justice. Rendering enjoyable sex virtually impossible. So they had to rename that motherfucker. STIs it is, you can't fight the system. So I wrote this one, right, to combat that menace. And this one used to be called Lydia. Yeah, the ladies have finished it off in their head now. I don't even have to do the poem. But the clue is in the title, I'll go that far with you. But I won't spoil it for you. It's not called Lydia anymore anyway, because there's any Dean Friedman fan, you know who you are, will tell you. That title's already been used. I found out the hard way when I was just about to do this number for the first time in the George Bernard Shaw Theatre, when the following message came from the side of the stage. Psst. Johnny, change the title. Why? He's in the audience. Who? The ragamuffin Romeo himself. Dean Friedman here. What the? Huh? Yes. And he's a very litigious man. He can afford a better lawyer than you, so if you don't want to live out the rest of your life in utter penury, you'll change the title immediately for your own good. So thinking on my feet, I came up with this much better title. Now it's called Lydia, Girl with an Itch. It's a better title, it's more enigmatic, so it tells more of a story. Lydia, Girl with an Itch. Better title all round. Proving once again that necessity is the mother of invention, and not Frank Zappa, as some of you had previously assumed. So here it is, Lydia, Girl with an Itch. Lydia, Lydia, get rid of your chlamydia, only an idiot would ever consider you. That's it for the adverts. And now back to when animals attack magicians. Pick a card, any. Oh! Don't let me see it. Oh! Here's one from the old days. This one's called Beasley Street. Oh, you far from crazy pavements, quack the sound of empty rooms, a clinical arrangement, a dirty afternoon, where the fatal germs of Mr. Freud are rendered obsolete. The legal term is null and void in the case of Beasley Street. In the cheap seats where murder breeds, somebody is out of breath. Sleep is a luxury, they don't need a sneak preview of death. Deadly nightshade is your flower man, slaughter your meat. Spend a year and a couple of hours on the edge of Beasley Street, in a boarding house in a bed sits full of accidents and fleas. Somebody gets it where the missing persons freeze, wearing dead men's overcoats. You can't see their feet. This rib joint shuts, opens up right down on Beasley Street. Cars collide, colours clash, disaster movie stuff. For the man with a Fu Manchu moustache, revenge is not enough. There's a dead canary on a swivel seat, there's a rainbow in the road. Meanwhile on Beasley Street, silence is the mode. It's up beneath the collar. An inspector calls. The perishing stink of squalor impregnates the walls. The rats have all got rickets. They spit through broken teeth. A blood stain is your ticket. One way down Beasley Street, the hipster and his haircut drive a borrowed car. He looks like the Duke of Edinburgh, but not so. How is he, by the way? But not so loud, you know. OAP, mother to be, what's that three-piece suite? When Shankcatcher greens and crocodile skis are seen on Beasley Street, the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, beauty problems are redefined, the doorbells do not ring, light bulbs burst like blisters, the only form of heat where a fellow sells his sister down the middle of Beasley Street. The boys are on the wagon, the girls are on the shelf, their common problem is that they're not someone else. The dirt blows out, the dust blows in, you can't keep it neat, it's a fully furnished dustbin. 16 Beasley Street, people turn to poison quick as lager turns to piss. Sweethearts are physically sick every time they kiss. It's a sociologist's paradise, each day repeats. Uneasy, cheesy, greasy, queasy, beastly Beasley Street. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Well, if my colleague will, after this one, meet with the fresh supplies of frozen quinine, maybe I won't get delirious. But you know, places don't stay the same. We went back to that neighbourhood. We went back there with some money from Urban Splash, Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen and a couple of lifestyle gurus. And now you wouldn't know the place. You want to hear about the makeover? Sure you do. And this one's written in exactly the same tune as the last one, for your ease and convenience. That was then, this is now. Low slung shady basement, gas rooms of empty sound, strip ribbon casements with Venetians halfway down. It's the Hoxton Finn with a nervous trim and a fragrant disregard, urban splash art, ghetto gin, Beasley Boulevard. Slates and glutted and sated, hunger has no home, pampered, preen, patinated in a multicultural kind of tone, looking good, lose that hood or lose your loyalty card. Here comes the neighbourhood, Beasley Boulevard, noodle bars, Poodle Palace, Studio Bronze and Ask. Somebody saw the Prince of Charles in an Alfred E. Newman mask. Anything could happen, but it hardly ever does. There's a pub, but the regulars are bad. Nobody there to harsh your buzz down. Beasley Boulevard, the Mall, the Mall, whatever I call it, serves that glittering hoard, choice enticements, wall to wall, attracted then ignored. You want a shop where you don't need a cop and nobody swipes your card for a fair deal and a bit on top now. Beasley Boulevard, there's the fat man's grocer, the Fox outfitter, the drunkard's licensee, that guy who's given everyone the jitters, who's never been on TV. Never been on TV, you say, how very avant-garde. Black and white terms, pink and grey down Beasley Boulevard, a stringent disinfectant with a most intrusive scent, wreaking violence on anyone of an olfactorial bent, while health and safety, the Beth Din and the guys from Scotland Yard keep the area free from sin. Beasley Boulevard, top of the range regime change, long gone overdue, the cops are gone, it's pale and strange with a whole new kind of view, slightly better than paradise if you don't look too hard, made over nice and nice, a B&B you wouldn't be without BB King, did a thing in here about BBC, did a DVD about a Garden of Eden in every yard, a phone box clear of hookers' cards, they have to promenade on Teasy Weezy, easy peasy, Beasley Boulevard, singing Casper Beasley, Million Easley, Beasley Boulevard. They done it up. They done it up. They done it up, mate. I've got a couple of new. Yeah, here's a new one. This is the first of many, hopefully the first of two anyway. Contributions to a ¡1 album. And this one featured in the movie Ill Manners by Plan B. And this, you wouldn't go to see that here, would you? It's, that's what I'd call a busman's holiday. Knife crime and fucking drugs. If it's escapism you're looking for, I wouldn't bother. Charlie Hodge. Charlie Hodge. Thank you very much. Charlie Hodge, ladies and gentlemen.
Go yourself, Charlie!
Thank you very much. So this is called Pity the Plight of Young Fellows, yeah? Anybody heard it yet? Yeah. It's on the soundtrack album, but that's only a clip. So start winding the alarm clock now. It's a bit longer than the movie, well, longer than the movie. I'll give you 5 minutes to get out. Oh, you people crack me up. It's worth the journey. It's a long way from Essex. I'll be honest with you. I thought I'm shooting myself in the foot. All the way up there. I love you too, baby. I love you too. I want you to have my children. I'll bring them round in the morning. Deal? You look like the sympathetic type. I know they'll find a good home. Then me and the wife can go on safari like we've always dreamed. An Armand and Michaela Dennis for the 21st century. That's how I see us. Going on safari. And then with the added twist, are we looking for a TV series here? Solving mysteries. As well. Fancy myself, a gentleman's sleuth. Everybody should be a cop. That's my golden vision of the future. I feel passionately about it. I feel very passionate about it. My tears say more than real evidence ever could. So here it is, this one's called, it says her there, make her go away, she's making me laugh. No, I'm kidding, no, you're really funny. You're making me laugh, you keep making me laugh. I love you. Very honest.
I love you.
Have a fight. Don't make me go home from Glasgow not having witnessed a fight. But the missus will kill me. It's the only way I put her off coming here in the first place. Oh, you don't want to go there, sweet. Bloody hell. You wouldn't know being French, but bloody hell. No. You're better off here. Why can't I come with you? Oh, no, you wouldn't like it, sweetheart. They're not like us Manx, you know, well versed in the finer things of life. Your Scotsman is an altogether more earthly cove. Where does all this shit come from? I blame a lifetime of conditioning. I blame a lifetime of racist conditioning in England. Bad education. So anyway, here we go with pity the plight of young fellows. Got it to Winston Churchill, but my mate Martin Newell, Luke knows him, fellow poet, colleague of mine, not a medical guy, but you can't have everything. Where would you put it? So he's bringing out, I've been advising him to bring out an album. It's his party piece. He does like heavy metal songs in the voice of Winston Churchill. His big party. Hey Martin, do that. Do White Snake. Winston Churchill. David Coverdale. Fucking Winston. I'll be a fool for your loving. No more. I don't do it as good as Eddie. He's got it, Martin. You've got to see it. He'll be up here. I'll make him come up here. You'll like it. It's really funny. Martin Newell, Gardener by Day. Poet by night. Here it is anyway. Sorry keeping you fucking sorry. I mess about too much. It's a scientific fact. Pity the plight of young fellows, too long abed with no sleep, with their complex romantic attachments. Oh, look on their sorrows and weep. They don't get a moment's reflection. There's always a crowd in their eye. Pity the plight of young fellows. Regard all their worries and cry. Their Christian mothers were lazy perhaps, leaving it up to the school, where the moral perspective is hazy perhaps and the climate oppressively cool. Give me 1 acre of cellos, pitched at some distant regrets. Pity the plight of young fellows and their anxious attempts at neglect. Fanciful glances, adorable quirks, all dressed up like Nancy's and Pop's doctor's clerks. Pity the plight of the perilous Turk and the stiff macaroni who walks with a jerk, and Johnny Baloney, he's going to work. Look on their like and lament. Love it or shove it in any event. Their food is primary coloured and sweet. You really can't blame them for wanting to eat it. They know what they want and they want to repeat it. Cornflakes with everything seems like a treat. They shiver in heat and they sweat in the sleet. Oh, will you not offer your seat? They are delicate, desperate, young and defeat. Anticipate major resistance when curbing their efforts to drink. No one requests their assistance. Everyone expects them to stink. Speed away footwear, silently loud. Car crash colour schemes creep through the crowd. Every man jack of them carries a cloud. Multi-directional do-rags abound. Meagre frames imperceptibly bowed. 9 lives, all of them drowned. Simply just couldn't be cowed. Laughter for now is allowed. Oh, will you not take as you found? Could you not, would you not keep them around? Everyone owes them a favour. Nobody comes to collect. Pity the plight of young fellows and their anger, eager and desire for respect. Pity the plight of young fellows. Consider their worries and moan. Embrace them when they seem downhearted. Otherwise, leave it alone. It's a trap. Alright, lady and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming this evening. We're coming up to the last number now, and I want to thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the penultimate. Alright, we'll make it 2 more. We'll make it 2 more. Thanks a lot. At this point, though, I want to thank my compadres, El Muchachos here, from the Planet Manchester, Mr. Mike Gowrie, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Gowrie. And also, he looks like Charlie out of Busted. He's the fanny magnet of the century. We hate him. Luke Wright. We hate him. He's a handsome lad, eh gals? Huh? Handsome guy, handsome boy, don't you think, with his big gay face there? You love that. It's his very beauty, that underlines the tragedy of his congenital syphilis. Makes it all the more tragic, doesn't it? Anyway, this is a little love song I wrote. It's the wedding favourite of the century. And now it's part of a #1 album by the Arctic Monkeys. AM, if you ain't got it, get it. Everyone's a winner, baby, that's for sure. This is a deeply felt love ballad that I wrote years and years ago, and it's called I Want to Be Yours. Let me be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. Let me be your Morris Marina, I will never rust. If you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot. You call the shots, I want to be yours. Let me be your raincoat for those frequent rainy days. Let me be that dream boat when you want to sail away. Let me be your teddy bear, take me with you anywhere. I don't care, I want to be yours. Let me be your electric meter, I will never run out. Let me be the electric sea you get pneumonia without. Let me be your setting lotion, grip your skull with deep devotion, deep as the deep Atlantic Ocean, that's how deep is my devotion, deep, 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 deep. I I don't want to be hers, I want to be yours. Thanks so much.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
I'm going to do that one.
No!
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Number 1 record. You ain't got it, get it. Don't be a loser. Don't be a cunt all your life. Better a king for a day than a schmuck for a lifetime. Okay, I'm going to do my own personal favourite from my back catalogue now. The reason I love this one, thank you, the reason I love this one so much is because it appeared on the back credits of the penultimate episode of The Sopranos. That makes me a made guy. I'm a made guy over here. I don't even want to do the poem. I want to eat a nice sandwich. I'm busting my ass.
Busting your balls!
That long. Now that's what I call devotion. Fabulous, fabulous. I'm glad you came. I am glad you came. Be lucky for the rest of your life, madam. And you too, sister. We're going out of here with a bang. I love to do this one in a live situation. Why? Because I'm not allowed to do it on English television since 1979, when the first time I attempted to do it on English television. 1979 on the BBC was a far more censorious age back then. These days somebody can call the Queen a cunt and then get made a knight for it. It wasn't always like this. So here it is, and I'm not allowed, actually the real reason I'm not allowed to do it on English television is because last time I started to do it, the beep operators sued for repetitive strain injury. Yeah, what's that going to cost you?
£6.60.
So, no, I'll tell you, I'll come clean, I'll level with you. The reason I love to finish off with this one is because, in a live situation, is because my swear box doubles as a high yield pension scheme. So once again, thanks to Luke Wright. And from the planet Manchester, Mr. Matt Gallagher. And the MC for this evening, I mean it, Mr. Johnny Green, my co-host. Friends, we like to bring you every kind of entertainment on the show. Bobby Crush, we want to hear him. Here we go, thanks again, thanks for listening. We're going to go out on this one. This one's called Evidently Chicken Shack. The fucking cops are fucking keep it fucking clean, the fucking cheats, the fucking swine, the fucking draws, the fucking line, the fucking fun, the fucking game, the fucking lanes, and all that's every fucking found. Anywhere in chicken sound, the fucking train is fucking late, you're fucking wait, and fucking wait, you're fucking lost, fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken sound. The fucking scene is fucking sad, the fucking news is fucking bad, the fucking weed is fucking surf, the fucking speed is fucking surf, the fucking jokes are fucking daft, don't make me fucking laugh, it fucking hurts to look around. Anywhere in chicken sound, the fucking train is fucking late, you're fucking the fucking view is fucking vile. For fucking miles and fucking miles, the fucking babies fucking crying, the fucking flowers fucking die, the fucking food is fucking muck, the fucking drains are fucking fuck, the colour scheme is fucking brown. Everywhere in chicken sound, the fucking stuck in fucking chicken sound. The fucking clubs are fucking full of fucking girls with fucking guys with fucking murder in their eyes. A fucking bloke gets fucking stabbed waiting for a fucking kebab. You fucking stay at fucking home, the fucking neighbours fucking moan, keep that fucking racket down. Fucking chickens on their fucking training, fucking lost fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken sound. The fucking fish are fucking old, the fucking chips are fucking cold, the fucking beer is fucking flat, the fucking flats are fucking rats. The fucking clocks are fucking wrong, the fucking days are fucking long, it fucking gets you fucking down. Evidently chicken sound. That's the rest of the song. why go home empty-handed when there's merchandise for sale in the lobby? Oh yeah, it's in the lobby. At last I've got some merchandise for sale. It's in the lobby, available at a very reasonable price. You could pay less for a t-shirt. You could pay less, but there's no shortcut to quality. I'll say it in one word: breathable fabric. Available in the foyer.
That's 2 words!
Please, so, let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves some merch. That's for Les. You got t-shirts, flyers, all kinds of bookmarks, hair dryers. But no, this you love that. I'm going out on a romantic note, sweetheart. But just for the lady, one for the ladies. This. So call me a crawler if you like. But I need them. I need them, man. So one for the ladies, I want to go out on this one because my marital career has been long and pointless. Until now. And that's why I wrote a poem about it. You know, I remember my first wedding, first marriage, the registrar said, Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife? I said, would you? He said, no. I said, well, what are you trying to palm her off on me?
Wicked!
Naturally, it led to divorce. We split the house. I got the outside. I don't know about north of the border, but that's traditional. But no, somebody once said that a wedding is a funeral where you can smell your own flowers. Well, that's a harsh judgment in my view. I prefer to see it as a sexual relationship that is recognised by the police. I don't want to put you off marriage. There might be some young, impressionable young teenager out there thinking about making the legal move with his beloved in the not too distant future. I don't want to be the guy that pisses on his chips. They've done extensive sociological surveys on the subjects of marriage, and they found out that guys that get married live longer than guys that don't get married. It's good for a guy to get married. But that doesn't end there. Guys that do get married invariably die before their wife. You know why that is, don't you? Because they want to. I can't believe you didn't know the answer to that. But I don't want to be the guy that messes it up for you if you're young and impressionable. You know, it works out for me in the end, as this poem attests. But here's a bit of advice if you do get married. If you get on a woman, don't ever get on a woman's nerves. They'll never let you forget that. They hate it when you get on their nerves. They hate that. It will come up in time and time again in later life, in conversations when you might not think it's appropriate. That one time when you got on her nerves. It'll come up, you know. But if you really piss them off, then you get the silent treatment. So it's worth putting in that little bit of extra effort. Alright, advice. Take it or leave it. But anyway, it works out well for me in the end. It works out well for me in the end. Top of the world, man. And this one's called I've Fallen in Love with My Wife. The doorstep didn't say fuck off. They're not the talkative kind. They're not that chatty. I I've got a good imagination, but I can't imagine. Alright, let's take it from the top. I've fallen in love with my wife by Dr. John Cooper Clarke. The doorbell used to say ding dong, but now it bursts out into song. If I'm forlorn, it ain't for long. Could I be wrong, or have I fallen in love with my wife? Fare thee well, my fairy fay, we cared so slightly anyway. Call me crazy with a capital K, but I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days with marital breakdown running rife. I've got to keep her under my gaze. You love somebody, set them free. That don't make no sense to me. I'm keeping her under lock and key. I've fallen in love with my wife. Rainbows and butterflies occupy the summer skies. Imagine my surprise. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. It's keeping me awake at night. My head stuck in this funky smaze. Every time I talk I mumble. Every time I walk I stumble. I'm dancing like some drunken uncle. I've fallen in love with my wife. I'm her man, she's my mate. She steals the chips right off my plate. No wonder I'm losing weight. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. She's not that far from a carving knife. I've got to keep her in my gaze. I'm alright, she's okay. Get out of her fucking way. I've fallen in love with my wife. I steal a kiss, she takes the piss. We lived a life of ignorant bliss. All that and now this. I've fallen in love with my wife. Don't have nightmares, especially if you're driving.